Okay. Why is my stream not popping up here, folks? Hey, honestly, Mars. Good to see starting a little bit early here. I gotta grab something quickly though. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so just a heads up. I got a furnace guy coming in. I was hoping he would come in earlier, but he hasn't shown up yet. So he might show up during stream. In which case, I will have to just pop out for a couple minutes to talk to him. Just so y'all know. Wait. Okay. Um, Still a couple minutes early. I don't know if there's going to be other people here. Um, I haven't been doing a very good job of advertising these streams, but it's kind of intentional. I'm a little bit still getting used to this, so just got to make sure I got all my settings right. Let me know if you can't hear me or anything like that. Might just get rolling here, because I can always reiterate if I need to. So, on the last week, which was the first design stream, I was working on a project just for a friend, just 3D printing this little cover thing. So this is what it used to look. This is the old one, and so I just redid it. I'm not going to do that today because I actually have a video project. So I'm going to start working on a new video here. I really want to try and get a few more videos out a little quicker, just because the last one took me so long. So I want to catch up. I want to try and do like one a month this year on average. So ideally, at least 12 this year. I think I have only 2 so far. So I want to try and catch up a little bit, and I want to get some quicker videos out. So this next one, this is something I've been wanting to build for a very long time, since I started doing these instrument videos. And what we're going to build is, let me get my screen going. Oh, there we go. Oh, close the notifications. So what we're going to build is a Seebeck Siren. Seebeck Siren. I'm not sure how to spell it. I've seen it both ways. Rotator siren, musical siren. I've seen it called a bunch of things. This video here, Bart Hopkin this is the video that introduced me to this concept. I'm just going to play it quickly. I think that's okay. Bart, I apologize if you don't like this, but I'm your biggest fan, so... Okay, I'm gonna stop it there. Um, this instrument is so cool to me, and from what I understand, it was invented in like the 1800s, so it's super old. I've never seen it before I saw this, and when I look on the internet, there's not a lot of information about it, but it's a super simple concept, and I just really like how it sort of gives you a really good visual representation of how music can be made, and it does it in a way that I haven't seen recently. Um, so basically, all you have is um, here. All you have is a disc that spins, and it's got a bunch of holes in it. And so when you blow into a ring of holes, because the disc is spinning at one speed, but as you get further out, the imagine this, but it's different circular grooves of a record that could play. Okay, okay. Honestly, Mars, that's a really cool idea. I hadn't thought of that. Um, we might have to do that. We might have to do that. I'm not going to do that in this video again. I want to get some videos out ASAP. But that could be an evolution of this, and that's kind of what I want to do. So why I love this is it just is a perfect visual representation of how easy it is to actually make tones and make sounds. And basically, the further out in the circle you go, the faster the circle's spinning at that point, which means the faster the holes are passing by. And when you blow into it, it creates an interference pattern that you get that's perceived as notes. So basically what I want to do, so this first video, I'm just gonna basically, I have a motor. This won't be 100% 3D printed because I think this instrument is cool enough on its own that I don't need to do it 100% 3D printed. But the reason why I wanted to do this is because every one of these that I've seen is just a flat disc with holes drilled into it. And I want to see if 3D printing this disc will allow me to create hole shapes that can make totally different tones. And I feel like we can really play around with you know, how we can adjust these tones based on the shape of the hole. Maybe you know, playing with the third dimension a little bit. Instead of just a plain hole, we could do tapered holes. We could do holes that get smaller or holes that get bigger. I don't know. So I want to basically build a system that will allow me to just really quickly pop on different discs to get different tones. I think that'll be cool. It might all just sound the same, and it might not be that cool, but that's what these tests are for. So, to get started on this, I have this. So this I built a long time ago. It's a pickup winder, and so here let me go to this camera here. This isn't really important, but it's just, you know, it gets into the history of me building instruments, I guess. It's got one big motor here, and the pickup you would stick onto here, and this would spin, and this little thing would count how many rotations, because there's a magnet in here, so it would be able to sense how many rotations. And then this part here, this little part here, would go back and forth and would guide the wire to wind around the pickup nice and evenly. I'm not going to take any of this stuff. I'm only going to take the motor out of this, and it has a speed controller, just a little knob, a potentiometer. So it's going to be a really simple build, and my goal is to make it look as nice as possible because we got to play that thumbnail game. Are you hoping for some kind of sawtooth sine variation? Yeah, exactly. So like this Bart's here, this one, because it's just plain holes, you get basically a square wave where you know, the wind goes through the hole, you hear nothing, and then as the wood comes around, the air bounces off the wood, and it gives you, and it bounces back into the microphone, which is right against the right on the tube. So this is giving you kind of a square wave type of thing. So I'm wondering if we could do like a sine. I'm wondering if we could do triangle. I'm wondering if we can do a bunch of stuff like that, as well as I'm wondering if we can make it so that as you're scrolling, okay, yeah, you can see my mouse here. In this case, when you sort of, if you're blowing and you move your tube up through these notes, it gives you the definitive notes, and you hear each note. But I want to see if there's a way that we can create holes that gives you a glissando, essentially, so you can kind of bend between notes as well. So there's all these different things that we want to try. I'm also curious, like, what if we did holes mounted on the side and blew on the side of the wheel? And there's a bunch of challenges as well. So things like, the faster the wheel spins, the more turbulence the wheel will actually make. So we can't have the wheel spinning too fast, especially if we start doing three-dimensional shaped holes. So I need to kind of balance that. I need to get a wheel that's not spinning too fast, and obviously the larger it is, the easier that's going to be. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to start small, because I think if we can get it small and then growing the size will be an easy thing to iterate on. So, yeah, I just need to make a stand for this motor. I need to have a nice little spot for the knob and the thing to plug it in. It's just a 12-volt motor, so any adapter will work. Simple electronics on this one. I'm excited for it. But again, I just want to make it look good. So that's kind of my goal for today. We're going to design the motor mount, and maybe we'll design the first disc, which I'm just going to do the plain disc with just regular holes. So let's take this bad boy apart. Filament choice is going to be very important for achieving a nice tone for this instrument, like that metallic instrument you used. Yeah, I don't know. Like, obviously surface texture will have some effect, but really all the sound is coming from the wind either going through a hole or bouncing off of a surface. So I'm not sure if the material is going to make a difference or not, but that's obviously going to be one of the things we figure out by doing this. And sorry, I'm just making sure. Okay, let's take this bad boy apart here. This bad boy apart here. This was when I built this when I first got my CNC machine. And it was one of my first little CNC experiments. I honestly haven't tested if this motor works still. I don't see why it wouldn't, so I think it'll be fine, but we're just going to go for it. If I have to, I could buy another one. I think it was super cheap. I think it was like $10 or something. Okay. Oh, this looks bad. This was pre-3D printing days too, I think. Or I guess I had one, but I didn't really use it for stuff like this at all. Okay, motor's out. Put these nuts back on. So this motor like comes apart. It's quite weird. But it's really quiet, and that's the big thing about this motor is it's super quiet. I think it's pretty strong as well. So I think we're going to go with a direct drive. If I find it's way too fast, obviously we will, maybe do some sort of belt drive thing. But I want to try and go direct drive because I think that'll be the quietest. And I love motors. I never really get to play with them. So this is kind of another reason why I wanted to do this, is I just think motors are so cool. I've always loved motors. Okay. That's good. Now we'll pop the pots off. This isn't super interesting, but still trying to make it visually. Just want you to be able to see, I guess. Okay, and I have a switch as well, apparently. I honestly don't know how these switches even go on. I have to take this pot off, or this, I'm calling them pots because that's what they're called in a guitar. I don't know if, I think pot is short for potentiometer, and I don't really know if these are technically potentiometers or not. Brushless motors are king. I actually don't think this one's brushless. I love brushless motors. I used to make RC planes when I was a kid, and I remember when I first it was right when brushless motors were just starting to become a thing too, and I remember them being all the rage. And then I finally got one, and it was like so nuts. But there's a lot more that, like, you need a special speed controller and stuff. I like these simple motors because they're simple. They're super simple. How does this work? I gotta take this whole. Do you do stuff with motors, honestly, Mars? Take this face plate off, and then we can really. Really get in here. The switch will allow me to reverse the direction of the motor as well, which is nice because then we can test different we can test different hole shapes twice in each direction. Okay, so there's a little. Okay, God, everything's covered in dust all the time. I was just working in the shop today, and now I'm filthy. Nice. So this controls the speed. Switch controls direction. I want to get. I used to mess around with motors as a kid too. Usually, I'd be taking apart old toys. Yeah. That's exactly what I did too. That's exactly. I think that's the reason. Well, my grandpa was a builder, so that's why I liked building. But that he did mostly woodworking stuff and like some welding stuff. But I got into the electronics by taking apart toys, and I never had a toy that lasted very long before I needed to see what was going on inside of it. I actually think like that sucks for parents, but I think in the long run it's a great way to get interested in building stuff. Okay. I'm gonna look for just a 12-volt adapter, I guess. And we can test this bad boy out. Give me 1 second. Come on, 12 volts. Hang on. Okay. I can't find a 12-volt power supply right now, which is a bit ridiculous since I used to do a lot of LED stuff. But that's okay. Cuz I'm just going to build the frame for this first and then we'll yeah, I'll test it on my own time. I don't want to spend time looking for this. So, this is it. Motor, little speed controller, and a switch to change direction. Easy. Easy. So we will pop over to our design software. So you can see I've already started kind of like working on the circles here. We'll get to this later. I'm going to model up this motor first. And then I don't know if I want this ground, like do I want this sitting on the ground or do I want it desk mounted? I think probably desk mounted just so I'm not, the ground would look so cool. Well, what I'll do is I'll create the little mount here, and then if I want to put it on the ground, I can just build something out of wood, because I'm obviously not going to 3D print something that big. Okay, so we will reference the front here. So let's start by getting our calipers. It's the #1 tool for designing. I cannot live without them. '51. Oh, yeah, 51 mils. 50.92 mils, but 51 is going to be good enough. Betting there's some wonky Fibonacci sequence going. Yeah, probably, right? And I think it's like it's just like it's all to do with the ratios. And what's really cool about this, once you get the holes on the disc right, it doesn't matter how fast the motor's spinning. What matters is the relationship between the holes and their diameter and their radius to the center. So once you have the hole spacing right and the number of holes correct, you can change the speed of the motor, but it'll always sound in tune with itself. And so you use the motor speed to adjust the tuning to the world, but ideally the holes should be spaced apart mathematically so that the instrument stays perfectly in tune, which I love because I don't like having to fine tune things. Okay. But yeah, I wonder we'll explore like what exactly that relationship is, because I don't really know yet. Okay, now this 26 mils. 26 mils. And then we've got, what are these? These are 4 mil studs spaced at 41. 4 mil studs. Spaced at 41. So from the center to the center, 20.5. Boom. And let's draw just a construction line here so we can just mirror this bad boy. That's good. Yeah, there are calculators. So when I was looking up this this instrument, there are calculators. Um, but I think when I'm designing it, I'm gonna try and understand with everybody what the relationship actually is. I don't want to just type a diameter into a calculator and it pumps out a number. I want to actually like go through the math, because I think normally I don't like doing math and I don't like going through math on videos, but in this case, going through the math here is also going through the music theory. And I think that's such a valuable thing. And that's really the ultimate reason why I want to do this, is because it's such a good way to visualize how notes are relative to each other. So we'll do that. I didn't prepare a lot for this stream, so I think we'll kind of work on the motor mount this time, and then next week I might throw in a couple streams midweek as well, because I want to get this done fast. Okay, so there's our motor. What is the depth of this? 71 mils. Nice. And then what depth is this? 7 mils. Oh, what? That was weird. Okay. I assume it's the same on the back here. Six and a half on the back. Weird. Okay. So what do we want this to look like? That's kind of my main concern, which I don't love, but YouTube is forcing me. 8. So the shaft is 8. So I'm assuming this is an M8 bolt on here. Why can't I do this? How do I undo this? Okay. So an 8 mil shaft. Banana bread, good to see ya. So just if you're joining now, we're working on the next video. By the way, this was the thing we worked on last week. There we go. Little door. Still not done. Still working on it, but I don't need to do this on the stream, but I just thought I'd show you. Put this little thunderbolt, because this is an electric hookup panel thing. But today I'm working on a new instrument that will be motor driven. It's called a Seebeck Siren, and I'll kind of explain it as I work on it. But basically, it's going to be a motor with a disc, and that disc has a bunch of holes in it, and then when you blow through the holes as the disc is spinning, it generates tones. And based on how many holes there are on the disc on at different radiuses, you get the different notes. So today I'm just working on the stand to hold all the electronics. Okay, and then the shaft. Is 38 mils. Okay, there's our motor, and it's technically threaded. We can add a thread on this if we want. Not full length. And it got M8. I'm just going to assume it's M8 to start. And it's only 13 mils down. Okay. So I think right off the bat, obviously these are the mounting holes. And I think I want this at like a slight angle, maybe. But basically we can just extrude this portion out. Let's go -5. New body. Let's color this, because I like to color things. Sorry for hiccuping and burping a little bit there. Okay. So realistically, I probably need to support it on the back as well, because how much room do I got on these threads? Ooh, I only have 6 mils. So I could do this. The last video I did, the reason I know y'all, it's finally getting some views today, which I'm pretty excited about. So thank you so much for the support on that. Okay. So I think I'm going to basically just come down a bit on this. Let's just come down an arbitrary number. Let's do 50 mils, just so we know. It's coincident, this corner there. Extrude this. There's 3. Oops. Okay. Oh. I just deleted everything. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. And the bolts running through will capture this. Ideally. Yeah, it should. It should just. I think I probably want to actually add a bit of material here so we can project that. And then we can hide this. And then we can extrude. Oh, why isn't it letting me extrude this? Why isn't it letting me extrude this? There we go. So let's go -2. This will kind of cradle it a little bit, which I like. Something weird is happening here, isn't it? Is it on the other side too? Yeah, it is weird. So many clippies. Comments are full of clippies. I did look up what the clippy thing was, but I have since forgotten. So feel free to enlighten me on that. Okay, and then this part looks bad, so I think I can just fillet this down. Not letting me. Okay, great. Right, yeah, right to repair. John Deere. Ugh, what a bummer. What a bummer. sorry, I'm getting distracted a little bit. Okay. So again, I just want to make this look as good as possible. I think that looks nice. But it's kind of like... It's kind of meh. And so I'm going to be printing this on my Prusa printer. So... Oh, you know what? I've got... So my maximum disc size right now is only 8 inches if I did it in one piece, which I think is what I want to stick to. I should be getting a bigger printer, hopefully, so that we can make a bigger version later. But I think basically I want... So this shaft here does have this little through hole right there. And so that's... I think I'm just going to make basically a disc with a shaft that slides on, and then I just drop a pin through there. So it's super quick release, no fussing. It's at exactly 10 mils, and that hole is only 3, so we'll do 4. So I want to see my origin. Okay. We're going to project this shape. Okay. And then from this point, we're going to do a line from the center. 10 mils. Boom. And I'm just going to go with 4 mils just so because it doesn't have to be perfect. Because once it starts spinning, none of this will matter. And then what I can do is grab this and extrude this out to exactly there as a new body. The reason I'm doing this now is I need to see where the disc is going to end up so that I can design my mount and stuff around it. Symmetric. And I guess we'll go like this too. So it cuts through there. Okay, so yeah, we'll be shoving a stick in there to lock the disc in place. And then at the edge of this, we want to do an 8-inch circle. Ooh, not very big. Not very big, but this will be right for testing, I guess. And we'll probably make the discs like 4 mils thick. 3 mils thick. Let's do 4 because I want it to definitely be like as rigid as possible. Let's hide that. Join those two. And then we'll throw a fillet back here just to make it clean. Let's do a fat filly. Why not? Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So then when we have the body here, let's throw a fat filly on here too. And we're also going to just give us a little bit of space here. Let's move it 1 millimeter in just so that we're not rubbing up on there. Okay, so simple. So like I could literally just like extrude these down past here. But again, I do kind of intend to potentially have a larger disc at some point, like a 12-inch disc. That's not even that big. Like Bart's disc, this is like a 2-foot disc. So do I want to... Oh. Vigilante Systems. Can you not hear me? I think everybody else can hear me, right? Oh, it's really quiet. I could turn it up. Can I turn it up? Yes. Hang on. Give me 1 second. It is a little... I do have it a little low here. Let me just bump this a bit. Okay, let's oh yeah, it is. Okay, let's hello? This might be... I'm moving around a little bit too, but is that better? I hope that's better. Okay. Okay, just let me know. This is why it's so nice to have people actually watching, because y'all can verify. Okay, sweet. Great. You're gonna hear a lot more mouth noises now, unfortunately, but that's what these lives are about, I think, ultimately. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Hey, Vigilante Systems. If you're just joining now, I'm working on designing a Seebeck Siren, which is basically just a motor that drives a disc. So I've got the motor here with a little speed controller. Drives a disc. The disc has a bunch of holes in it. This is the example I used at the beginning of the stream. You can see when you blow through a tube at different radiuses, you get different notes. So that's what we're building. This is Bart Hopkin, by the way. He's my my favorite guy when it comes to just weird instruments. And that's where I discovered this. And the reason I want to do this is because every version of this I've ever seen since seeing this, it's always just a disc with holes in it. And my thinking is that with 3D printing, I can do the holes, but I can also play with a third dimension and actually create holes that are, they can vary in shape, and see if that affects the tone. And so I'm gonna build a mini one to start. In fact, yeah, let's just build this mini one to start, because I'm gonna probably once I do a big one, I'll probably rebuild this anyway. So, it's going to be the first video on this is just going to be experimenting with what different hole shapes can create different tones, and yeah, tapered and such, definitely. And I'm just kind of curious, and what I really love about this, I was telling everybody else, it's a perfect visualization of how frequencies work and how notes work, and I think it's a really good learning tool, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to have one, so I could really better understand how these frequencies interact with each other, and like how intervals and stuff work. I think it's a super cool Yeah, star shapes, sure. Yeah, what we could do anything. Um, and we can even play around with different textures. Uh, you know, like not specific shapes and numbers of holes, and we can try and get like different noises happening as well. This could be like a white noise generator in a sense. Um, I'm really curious about what singing through it would do. So I have so many questions about this, and that's why I want to really explore this. Um, let's hide that. So yeah, let's just stick with the 8-inch disc for now. I want the speed controller and the switch to be like here-ish. But again, I just want this to look cool, and this doesn't look cool to me. I'm not very good at making things look cool, and this is this is one of the things. Um, I'm part of like a YouTube group where we all talk about how our videos are doing and stuff. And the main thing I hear about my videos is that like it's just so hard to create thumbnails because I focus on the function more than anything, and I'm not really focusing on the design so much. So it's hard to make thumbnails. Let's roll the stands for the motor too thin, vibrate. Yeah, I have a limited amount of thickness I can do right at the motor mount. Because it's got these bolts. I could get longer bolts. Oh, screw stick into it. It's got these bolts that go through the entire motor. I could get longer bolts, I suppose, and then beef it up. But I'm wondering if yeah, I'm gonna do crisscross beams for sure. Because yeah, this will just rack like a mofo. So we don't want that. Um, I just wanted to extrapolate these down first so I could see how far I need to go, and it's quite a distance. I want this tilted slightly. Okay, I can't tilt it a little bit on this program, unfortunately. Um, I want it at a slight angle. I'm also thinking I want to play on the top half of the disc more than the bottom half because the low notes are going to be closer to the center. The high notes are going to be closer to the edge. So I want to be able to, when I'm playing, I want to hit low notes here and then actually physically have to go up to get higher notes. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna stiffen this. A lot. Um, just want to make this look cool. Well, we'll do function first, and then we'll get the form going. Do function first, and then we'll get the form going. I kind of want to like have it like almost scoop out, maybe. Yeah, I kind of like it's I want it to be similar to oh, what did I just do here? Oh, here we go. I want it to be similar like this angle, you know? I want it to kind of sit on the table at this angle. So, it's like what is that, like a 30-degree angle or something? I don't want to have to blow down onto it. I mean, that could be cool. That is an option. But I think it'll look a lot cooler. It sucks how much I need to think about the thumbnail when I'm making these things cuz I'm just thinking like it'd be nice if I was you can then you then can angle the thing. Oh, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. That is not a bad option, because right now, in order to get this on, these two things have to be separate. But I can use bolts and stuff to like really stabilize it. I could have this top one actually just slot in and make this all one solid piece, which wouldn't be bad. Could literally just make it like an oscillating fan mount essentially as well. Because I could come through with this and just like do a solid block. And then that's obviously going to be super sturdy. And then in order to get the motor in there, I would have to, I guess, have it so it inserts this way and cut slots at the back. Let's do that. Or I'll do slots at the front because you won't really see the front. Do-do-do. These parts look kind of goofy, I think. I'll see. Let's just see what happens here. There. And come on. There. And there. Okay. I don't love that, but I don't need all of this. Can you hear my cat? We can do something like that. That looks kind of fine. Oh, no, that's bad. I need the bolt to sit. Okay, what can we do instead? I can just create a bit of a cross on here. Like maybe at this point, right across. Boom. Bear with me. Bear with me. I need these sketches to disappear. I'm such a messy fusion designer. We don't need all of that, right? Because the motor will just slot right in there. Okay, I don't mind that. Let's add a couple little fillies on here. Yeah, let's do these ones too. Why not? Why not? This is Fusion 360, and I am not like I'm not professionally trained on this at all. It's 100% just learning from doing. So don't take don't take my design skills literally here. I'm just like it's like the equivalent of vibe coding, but for Well, not really, because I'm not like telling an AI to do this for me. Okay, can't do that. Oh, my back. Why does my back hurt today? Okay, so we got this big chunk here. So let's just bring this up. So we could go with that, and obviously with like levels of infill. This isn't going to waste too much material. It just doesn't look that cool yet, but that's okay. Because now I'm thinking we can go like this. And I basically want to create like maybe something like this. I'm just going to literally like eyeball this for a second. You know what I mean? And it can sit flat like that. And then theoretically, if we extruded this outwards, like that. This looks dumb right now, but I think it could be cool still. What do we want to do? What do we want to do here? I just want to see what happens if I go like this and create a bit of like a frame situation. What happens if we just cut right through? I know that gets rid of all the rigidity. I want to visualize this. It does look industrial, which is like, I'm all for that. I'm all for that, but I want something that looks cool for everyone. I personally don't care what things look like if they work. But I think that's like a me thing. Like that looks really bad in my opinion. But again, we're just getting an idea because I want to figure out where these controls are going to go. And I kind of want to rotate this whole thing 17 degrees. You know what I mean? Getting somewhere. Like, what happens if I have like very little design knowledge. Snap bottoms. I probably could have snapped bottom surface to plane. I don't know how to do that. But I'm pretty sure this is. Oh, maybe it's not, but it's okay. It's okay. This is kind of. You can make any look work, especially the charming incidental looks that turn out looking how they do by chance. I think the background complement the object. That's a good point. And like, in my opinion, things that function kind of automatically look good to me. But when a thumbnail matters so much, like so much, it's kind of hard to figure out exactly what to do in the looks department here. Because, like, maybe I want this to look like a retro thing. Maybe I want this to look like those retro fans look pretty cool, but I also think then everybody's going to think it just looks like a fan. So, little decisions. I don't like the way this looks at all. But there's just so much meat here that we can get rid of. So maybe let's start doing that. The other thing I have to think about is printability, right? That's kind of like hugely important as well. It does look like a sander. Yeah, just make it multicolored. I actually, Bruce is sending me some material for this, so, and he specifically, isn't telling me the colors yet, so it's going to be a surprise what the colors look like. Boolean some holiness into it. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Like maybe we do some sweeping lines that look cooler. Let me just see something here. Where does our motor start? Okay, down there. I kind of regret doing these fillets because fillets feel really defined, and I don't want to define this yet. Triangles for them conspi guys? What's a conspi guy? Holy. Oh yeah, now none of my sketches work. I'm actually gonna undo my move here because I don't want to. Yeah. Yeah, I could do an all-seeing eye in here. I could do that just to get the comments blowing up. That's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. I'm really just like trying some stuff out here. None of this is. What is going on? Okay, that angle looks bad. Is this a good spot for the controls too? I'm not too sure yet. Normally I'm like a lot faster at this too because normally I don't care what anything looks like. I almost never care what anything looks like, and that's certainly a part of design that apparently is taking me a lot of time. Like I'm just thinking like this is going to kind of sit on the table like this. We obviously need to support it out this way. But I was thinking to support it out the sides, I could just have like a piece off the back here that bolts on, and then something on the front as well. You know, just like some legs. Just this kind of thing. And we could even make it ooh. We could have the legs kind of bending out like this too, which would be cool. Yeah, not so chunky, hey? Okay, let's take away some of this fat. Let's take away some of the fat. I think that's the key. Also, something happened here that I don't like. Something happened here that I don't like. Where am I even drawing right now? Oh. Pyramid base is not a bad idea. Okay, let's just say I want to keep like these references. And then all of this can go because none of this matters. We have our chunky motor base. We have where the controls will go, although I'm actually not sold on putting the controls in a box. I think I want to just do a panel. So the back leg, a cool, yeah, like a cool sweep or something would be nice. I don't know why I have to always reference, re-reference. What if we did something like this? Kind of make it like airplane looking. Oh. And then I can mess with those. That looks dumb, but kind of cool. Okay, what's happening here? This, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, let's just maybe go kind of retro with this. That might be the solution. Okay, there we go. And then, like, theoretically, if I were to fillet this, I'm just doing this for a second here. Ooh. Hexagons are the best gons. I literally just watched that the other day again. I watched it when it first came out, and then I just saw it again, and I had to watch it again. That's so funny that you said that. Thanks so much for being here, Depressed Banana Bread official. Very cool to have you on the stream here. What do we got so far? That's kind of dope looking. And actually, if the legs came out forward, it'd have this kind of like really neat stance to it. But did I make this? Why is it selecting both bodies here? 70s vibe, right? And I don't know what colors I'm going to get. But it's just, you know. Orange? That's so funny that you said that. I was thinking like almost the same thing. You know, I love like a teal, but again, I don't have like a sea foam kind of thing. I don't know what colors I'm gonna get, so I'm hoping it's something like that though. That would be dope too. And like this would be grabbable too, which would be nice. Okay. Sure, let's go with this for the motor. Oh, how's this gonna print? It's fine. It's fine. I'll figure out the printing later. Um I'm thinking for the base, we can do something pretty cool. Like, let's go real retro with this, right? Let's go. Yeah, black. I think I'm definitely getting some black, so black would be a good contrast color. Um, White would look nice too. So I'm just thinking like something like this. Like from there. Just make this look like the most. this is this is maybe too much, but I'm kind of digging it so far. So let's see here. What do we want? I want to probably tangent this with. Oh, there's nothing to tangent to. Oh, that's dumb. That's dumb. I'm thinking actually. Okay, well, I can just like eyeball this, I guess. Kind of ridiculous. This isn't even going to work really because I got this weird corner here. I should have filleted this after. But just want to see. I mean, that looks funny. That's awkward. It's kind of cool. And then like why did these oh my colors. Yeah, this isn't working. Shark fins, right? Yeah, we could just bolt this on to the bottom, which would actually be really nice. I think this should print standing up as well. Yeah, like have these extend down. So maybe if I moved this if I moved these down, I don't know how big I did this. Wait, how thick did I make this? I literally just did a random number. Okay, let's make it 7, I guess. Oh yeah. So we could go like this. And then that just bolts onto the bottom. That'd be nice and strong. I don't like this control panel situation because I need to mount this potentiometer in this way with this knob sticking out. And then also the switch. So this needs to mount within the front of this. How do I do that? Make it shark face, the knob is the nose. That's not a bad idea. I actually... It is giving Makita vibes. We can even make it more Makita vibes. Is it like... That's maybe kind of more Makita. No, it's still a little green. Oh. I could probably get the hex code for it. But obviously, I don't know what color I'm getting, so that will have to... We will have to figure that out after. Also, where's the motor? Oh. Okay, this is something I didn't think about. So the wires come out the back of the motor here. Right underneath one of these plugs, or I guess above these screws. Copyright strike. Don't tell them. Please don't tell them. So the wires are going to come out the back here. I could literally just chop this and have it coming out. I'm wondering if I want the wires to be inside this whole thing or if I want them exposed, because I kind of like the look of exposed wires. That's true. That's true. I have zero plans on selling this. The sphere cap would be so cool. That's what we're doing. That's a great idea. That's a great idea. And it can literally just clip on, I think. Oh, this is just going to be the most 70s looking thing. Wait, I need to... Oops. Well, let's just get rid of these for now, and then I can carve out the inside if I need to. So we could just straight up round it off. Or do we want to do a cone kind of thing? How would I do a cone on this? It's kind of not perfectly circular, so... Oh, wait, I could totally do this. Let's start at this shape, and then let's construct a plane, maybe like 12 mils out. And then we'll sketch on here. Wait, where did my... Let's go 15, I guess. No, I should do baby bigger. Actually, do I even need that? I think I don't need that. And then I can... crowdsource vibe engineering a Makita instrument. Oh, gosh. What are y'all doing to me? I love it. Okay, so I'm just going to try loft in this bad boy. Project just these outer lines. Okay, wait, can I do that? And then, like, just delete those. And then we can hide our bodies, delete that. Finish. And let's do a loft here. Let's see what happens. Boop. Wait. Oh. Oops. How do I make this more bubbly looking? I need to add rails, I think. How am I going to draw rails, though? Boolean a sphere onto it. I don't even know how to make a sphere. I just wanted this. I mean, that's actually kind of nice how it sort of does that. Let me just try something here. And then I just throw a Philly on this bad boy. Could do something like that. Kind of looks a little goofy. I kind of regret not having... Yeah, like a perfect sphere on the back would be cool. Although I ideally want more of a cone. And I could do like... I could go with something like this too. Let me experiment with this a little bit. Project this. Okay, so I could also do this. Right, and I could do a revolve. Oh. Oh. It's a bit of a weird cone shape. Maybe like that. I don't like how these interact, but maybe the key here is changing this shape to be a little smoother. How do I do that? What if I literally just filleted these ones more than the rest? Oh, no. No, 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 no. I don't know if I like this, is the other thing. This cone, I'm sorry I keep changing my mind on this. I think that's cool-ish. It's because of this. If I bring this line up here, pick side plane, line vertical for middle, horizontal for base. Okay, that I'm reading that. It's so hard for me to understand, like, um so hard for me to read instructions and like understand what they mean. I'm a visual learner. Okay, let's just try something like this. And then I just need to close this off. Don't know if this is going to work. Where did that sketch just go? Oh, it's hidden. Oh, okay. No, no, no. I'm getting. Here's what we're gonna do. Ignore all that nonsense, and then let's find the sketch. Is it this sketch? Huh? Where did I draw my little curly lines? Oh, there we go. Okay, so let's pop into here. Can I move this? Let's project the motor body. And let's extend this line out. And then let's go from here to here. Okay. Holy. Holy moly. Okay. 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 Here we go. So let's go here. And okay. And then just grab this and extrude this back. Okay. That did some weird stuff. I want to unclick these ones. Okay. All right, we're getting somewhere. And then now if I fillet these, it kind of doesn't work, does it? It kind of doesn't work. Oh man, that was a waste of time. Why doesn't that work? I can make cubes in Fusion. Are you a SolidWorks? What do you use for modeling stuff? I just want this circle to remain a circle. Oh. Oh, okay. We can do this. We can do this. It's just going to be a little bit different than what we originally planned here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a spot for it to stop at. Yeah, Fusion's nice. I like Fusion. Let's just do that for a second. Whoa. I mean, that's kind of dope. I don't have a table big enough for that. Okay. What am I trying to do here? What am I trying to do here, folks? We can just come down like that. And then we can fillet these like that. Oh my god, what happened? I mean, it kind of defeats the whole purpose of doing this whole thing, doesn't it? But then we can grab this, maybe? No. Cancel. What if I pulled this out first? I was making guitars at one point, like real guitars, out of wood, not plastic. And the scarf joint on the neck was like the craziest thing. Mostly model in Lightwave 3D. I've never tried anything else. I've been on Fusion like the reason I stuck with Fusion, I think I tried Onshape for a little bit as well. But the reason I stuck with Fusion is it has CAM software, so I can operate my CNC machine, which I never use anymore. And that's literally the only reason. So it's kind of like I'm grandfathered into this, and I don't even know if it's the best out there. Banana Bread, you're back. We're fiddling around with fillets and stuff to try and make this look somewhat cool. I'm not sure I'm liking it, but wait, why would I even fillet that? That doesn't make sense. I don't know. Like, this is kind of fine, I guess, but it's a bit weird. I think I liked it better when it was just like this. Parametrics and the other CAD stuff. Yeah, and I mean, like, parametrics is, like I was saying with the guitar necks. I had done a guitar neck that was all parametric, so I could like um, type in the specific neck types, and it would adjust, and it was like this whole thing that was really cool. But I basically never actually use parametric modeling for anything else. It's so useful, but I don't know. I never go into a design with a lot of planning, so clearly, so I never really get to take advantage of the parametric stuff. Um, where are we at? Sorry, I'm just double checking some stuff here. I just don't like this, but I mean, nobody's gonna see this in the thumbnail. Like, that's the thing. Nobody's gonna see this, like, it'll probably look like that, which is fine, I guess. And yeah, we can have the wire coming out here and then going into the body. I just feel like it kind of looks... I hope so. I hope so. I'd like to kind of figure out the thumbnail thing because it drives me absolutely insane. Okay. This is a good place to start. This is a good place to start. And I can change it if I need to, but I think this is a good place to start. This cap is awesome. I do like the cap. So I gotta route the wires. Now, how do these wires work? Yeah, they can just pull through. That will sit there. Yeah, that'll work. So I need to make a spot for the wires. Now, just visually, the wire comes out kind of like right here, I guess. So I think I'm gonna... give me 1 second. My wife's just texting me. Yeah, it kind of looks like a plane, right? And like, does that fit the vibe of what this is? I don't know. Does it have to? I don't know. Design language is like a whole thing. Okay, I'm just literally going to eyeball this because I don't know what else to do. It's kind of like a big circle right here, and it goes like right into the... And like, honestly, I'm just going to print this and then I'll just... Wait, where did that go? Where did that sketch go? Oh my god, how's it? Okay, I don't want to do it again, so I'm going to be lazy about this. So that's where the wire will go. Let's throw a little filly on this too. Why not? There. Plenty of room. Can't mess that up. It does spin like a propeller. And it kind of is like, I think it was like ahead of its time, this instrument. So, yeah, we can make that justification, I think. Okay, so the wire comes out there. So our cone then will need to, well, first of all, this needs to hollow out a bunch. That's fine. And this can hollow out a bunch. Not too much. Can I fillet these? Are these going to fillet for me? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, baby. Let's just go like that. Let's make it exact. Is this going to fillet for me? No. Oh, a little bit, but that's okay. Okay. So I want to isolate this for a second. Oh, wait, actually. And then the nuts. Or okay. So I'm going to have to project. Oh, I'm going to have to sketch on that surface, project that dot, project that. Okay. And then we can isolate this. So these screw heads are 6.84. Let's do it exact because I want this to kind of like pop on. 6.84. Doop. 6.84. Boop. And then these can just go back like that much. I don't know. That's fine. Okay. So that works. I'm just thinking I could probably just shell this out as well. So like instead of doing these holes, what? Okay. Okay. We can just do this instead. So that will clip on, and then we can do our shell guy. Let's make it kind of beefy. Oh, my back. Oh, why does my back hurt? And then, can I make this bottom piece? How am I supposed to do this? Oh no, that'll be fine. I don't like what it's doing here. Inspect section analysis. Cut the plane. Okay, and then I can grab this and oh, can I just push pull this? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What just happened? So we'll go like that. Does that look like that looks like an actual part. And then we can get rid of our analysis. Actually, I have to then split this body. Split it here. Yes. I can get rid of this. Remove. And then just mirror this bad boy. Yeah. Yeah. And then our motor is here. Let's drop our opacity. Okay, so this back shaft just misses that, which is great. But what about our... I think the wire will still get in there, but I'm going to knock off a bit of this as well, just to be safe. Yeah, the wire sits quite a... In fact, I probably don't even need to knock it off, but I'm going to. So let's get rid of it. Actually, let's keep that on. And we will create a sketch here. I'm thinking about literally just like boom, and pulling it down a bit. Yeah, a little teardrop like that will work. Right. Oh, cancel. Can I press pull that? That would be nice. I don't think so though. Okay, it's going to cut through, but what if I just did cut through? And then just deleted this face here. Let's make this. The opacity, hundreds. Yeah, that's plenty of room now. Nope, that didn't work at all. Okay, so what we're going to do instead is we're just going to make like a little alcove thingy. Let's just extrude this back. Get rid of the sketch. I just don't like how that's going. There we go. I love Fusion because sometimes you can just like delete stuff and it just works. Like that was a perfect example. I had that weird geometry there. Just hit delete and it just works. You know, look at that. That's pretty good. In fact, let's even see if this one. Oh. Oh. Look at that. That's nice. Just a soft spot for the electronics to go. And by electronics, I mean a single wire. Now, I need that wire to come into here and then somehow get back into here. The problem is I really want to make this lead into this because that's where I want my wires to go into, right into there. So how do we do that? I'm all FDM. I'm an FDM boy. I would love to experiment with resin and powder stuff. The sintering stuff seems so cool. But I'm not that level yet. Hold on. Oh, it snuck up on me. That one snuck up on me. What can I do here? I'm just going to try something. I just want to go like this. And then what can we do? And then we can split this body right here, maybe. Okay, obviously looks dumb. We can pull this back maybe to here. I don't want to cut this, just want to cut that. Oops. What am I doing? Does that look cool? That's not bad. Oops. What if I used this to chop away at this, and then I could get rid of this, or actually get rid of all of these. Ooh, make it a different color. Okay, this guy's gotta go. This guy's gotta go. I don't know if I can make it a different. I can make this whole thing a different color, obviously. But I'm going to be using a single color printer for this, so I won't be able to like do any multicolor stuff on this, unfortunately. That's kind of neat. And then what if we combine these two? And then I filleted this. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That's kind of nifty looking. I don't know. I could make it two parts. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of finishing things. Both like just in general and also like when it comes to actually I kind of liked it better like that. I think that looks cooler. Yeah, yeah, the weld. I like it a little bit more like that. I don't know. I don't know. don't like how this line doesn't match up with that, but maybe it won't matter when the motor's on. I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. Again, also thinking about printability. Okay, cool. Weld looks nice. I like that. I like that the weld looks nice. So now the wire's coming in here. It can just be in here. And then I need a hole that comes out and then comes out through, like, I guess here. So what is the best way to do that? I guess I can shell this whole thing again. Oh no, I can't. Well, I can't really. I'm just going to do a tunnel, basically. How big are these wires? Like a 5mm hole will work. That's nice. I could even do smaller than this, but that should be fine. And then I guess I can just extrude this partially through here. And then have the holes meet up. Oh, I could just do a slot, right? It doesn't need to be a tunnel. I could just go like this. Tangent, tangent. Tangent this to that, tangent that to that. And then like that. And that gives us a nice little path. Oh, what happened? Where'd I go? Here we go. And let's just take off any of these hard edges. And let's, of course, there we go. I think that'll work. This looks crazy, but I think it'll be fine. Okay, so there's our cone. And then that leads us into the body, which right now is kind of like just a big solid thing. But like, do I shell this? Should I just shell this bad boy? Because look at that. That's nice. That'll be strong too. If I did this 5, and especially if I did this solid, and then all of a sudden, all my controls can go there. I think shell is the way to go. And then when you put the shark fin on the bottom. Oh yeah. Okay, I like that. And oh, these aren't combined yet? I thought I combined these. Wait, what is happening? Oh, I just have another one. Nice. To make it real heavy? Is that what you're thinking? Because weight would be nice on this. Weight would be nice on this. Okay, so now I just need to make the hole here that goes into the actual body of the thing. What? Why doesn't that go through? What am I looking at here? Oh, gotcha. Okay, let's do something fun. Let's make this a curved path. We can do that. So let's delete this. And then let's do another sketch. I need a plane right here. Do I actually? Can I just go like this? And project this. I might not need to because I think the extrude will work. And then we go like this. Boom. Just right into the midsection of this. And then we perpendicular this to that. Finish. And then if I... Oh. Yeah, no, I do need... Why did I do the hole there? Why didn't I do it at the middle? Wait, actually, why did I do that? Why did I do that? Why didn't I make the hole right in the center? That would have been smart, right? Let's take a look at our cone for a second. I literally... This is like an arbitrary spot. So... Let's just move this here. And everything should update. Kinda. Kinda. We can fix this. Everything should update. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. This is much better. I shelled it for the cables 100%. 100% for the cables. Okay, so now when we go here, when we go with this guy, now I can hide this guy, and then I can do a path, a sweep. I can do a sweep. Yes. Yes, it worked. Great. So that hole goes right through and into the body. Nice. Nice. Let's get the opacity back up on this. Great, look at that. There's our little hole. So the wire comes through here. So now I got to see if this is a big enough surface, because I didn't actually confirm this. Is this a big enough surface for my switch and my thingy? So I think I want to do the switch probably. I guess I should do the switch under the knob. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. Switch under the knob. So how big is this switch? We're talking 17 by 13. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's a decent size, I guess. And then how big of a space do I need for this? Realistically, I need like 16 inches. But the knob is only a 7-inch hole. So if we did a 7-inch hole, and then I just want to make this oh, why did I do that? I want to go like I want to do a sketch dimension. God, this blue color is making sketching so hard. What did I say? I wanted 16, so this only needs to be 8 apart, but let's just do 9 because it looks like we have lots of room still. I think it's a good spot. Let's do 10. Okay. Great. How big is this knob actually? 14 mils. 14.5 mils. Let's just visualize that for a second. And then how long is this knob? 16 mils. Let's bump it out 17. And then we'll do 2 sides. And then we'll go -1. That's the knob. Where's our disc at? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I think the knob should go up a bit. 14. Yeah. And pot with the switch at the beginning, you just need the pot. I want the switch because I want to be able to switch directions. So this one lets me flip the motor. It does look like a fan. So I want to. I mean, you know, when I'm thinking like, okay, let me finish this thought and then I'll get to the fan thing. Yeah, because switching the directions means I could do, yeah, it's a 3-position switch, and then I can do hole shapes that are not symmetrical, and then I can actually test them in both directions, which I think would be really useful. Regarding the fan, yes, it looks like a fan, but and again, the visual aspect of this is 100% just for the thumbnail. So I'm just thinking about a thumbnail and thinking like, okay, if I saw a thing that looked like a fan on a thumbnail, probably wouldn't click on it. However, it's very clear that the blades on this are not fan blades. And so there could be a bit of a curiosity gap. Some YouTube lingo there. The curiosity gap could be like, what kind of fan is this? And then when you read the title, it's like, oh, this is an instrument. It looks like a fan. You know, so it might be okay that it looks like a fan. And realistically, I just don't really know how else to make this not look like a fan. So that's kind of my thinking right now. I don't know if that's gonna work for me, but we'll see. Okay, so I need this needs 5. The thread on this pot here that I actually screw it onto is only 5 millimeters. It's so small. I guess it's like 5.5 millimeters. The 70s shark design. Yeah, we're gonna do the fin base for sure. You must hold your mouth to it on the thumbnail. That's actually a really good idea. Like if it was just like me clearly blowing into it, because that's the other thing too. I kind of wanted to use a regular fan just to show like, because everybody sings into a fan. That's like what you do with fans. So it's kind of a fun thing to sort of tease that. So maybe not the worst thing if it looks like a fan, but so this thing's got these tiny little nuts. And realistically, the plastic needs to be only 3 mils thick at that point. That's so small. It's not that bad though. So, and then also the switch has these little grippy guys. So I need the material to only be that thickness, which happens to be 3 mils as well. I might have to go more like 2.5 on that. Wait, what was my acrylic? Just do exactly this. And this is actually pretty good. If it's solid infill, I feel like this will be thin enough. 3 mils, okay. What are we at right now? What did I make this? Like 7 mils or so? Oh, 5? Oh, okay. That's not bad. So I can just literally extrude this whole thing -2. And that should be good. And then we could also add a fillet in here so it's stronger. Nice. Let's see. Oh, am I offline right now? How does that make sense? Why can't I see? Weird, these are grayed out. I don't know why that is. Oh, because I'm not in an assembly. That's so annoying. Okay, and now we just need to do the base, which we had this. I think I want to redesign this a little bit better. I don't know if I want the legs to stick out front this much, because that means the controls have to be kind of sitting back from the edge of the table, and I feel like it would be a lot better if they were sitting flush with the edge of the table. I'm also wondering if like going the other way could be cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to mount. I don't know if I'll just do threaded inserts or flip the fins to the back, right? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. What does that look like? What does that look like? Oh my god, this is not going to work. Let's just visualize this for a second, though. Okay, let's just eyeballing it. And it looks like a plane. This looks like a little plane, which is kind of fun. Stability-wise, there's going to be a lot of like force on this, but not much. It's not going to be spinning fast. Super fast. But is that going to want to wobble? Or is that going to be fine? And worst case scenario, I could clamp this. I think it looks cool like this. What do you think? Do you think this looks like, obviously I'll redesign it so it matches the base and so it's perfectly centered, but that looks kind of cool, right? Is it just me? It looks like it looks fast this way. The knobs of the cockpit. Okay, cool. Okay, I think we'll go for it. I'm gonna just redesign this. I'm gonna just redesign this, and then we'll figure out the proper mounting things. I need some fatter threaded inserts. I have like little M3 ones, but I don't think that'll be very good. I'm thinking about basically just, and I kind of want it to sit like a tiny bit proud of the front, like 2 mils, just so that we're not dealing with a weird thing here. Yeah. Honestly, that would look sick. If this just looked like a little race car, I'd be a fan of that. I'd be a fan of that. It's also funny because my video before the last one, the one before the 3D printed song, was a video about my ceiling fan. So I have like fan tendencies. Print them and glue them all. I totally could do something like that. That wouldn't be a bad idea. I'm wondering if it would look cool. Kind of like something like this. Like almost like a really plain looking. Let me just figure this out here. What do we want to do? I'm gonna go like this, so then I can actually like model this up, and then we can just mirror it. Oops. New body. And then like I swear to God, the algorithm has no idea. Like it's so confused all the time with my videos. I don't know if like the swept look was better or not. Let me mirror this and then we can know for sure. This looks adorable. It looks cute to me. Um, I should get rid of the sharp corners look. Yeah, I kind of agree. Yeah, I agree. Okay, let's just. feel like it kind of needs to like... Yeah, like what if we made the front like kind of aggressive, maybe? This looks bad right now, but hang on. Let's make this parallel with this. Okay, wait. Wait. I kind of wish I didn't do that. Oh, no, it's not having a good time right now. Can I get rid of this point? Oh yeah, okay. Gives me a little more freedom here. And then maybe like shrink this down. Go like that, maybe? I don't know. I don't know yet. I think it goes back a bit too far. That looks worse to me. Okay, let's just try this. I appreciate you guys humoring me on my making it look good thing. I don't like that. It's too okay, it's too big. I don't think it needs to be that big. And maybe it can be like this. Ooh, maybe it can kind of be like that. That's kind of neat. Hang on. So I do kind of like how it looks like a bell in this. I've been looking into aeronautical engineering for a while. A guy met spent a whole semester looking at a single bolt ticket. Yeah, yeah. I kind of envy that. That level of just like studying. I never really did any of that. What do you think of that? It's got kind of like a manta ray vibe to it. I don't know why, but I should probably add a small little fillet here, like a 1 mil fill, 2 mil fill. Yeah, maybe a 2 mil fill, and then I can do the same here. So it suits it like that, and then turn sketches off. Oh, that's so funny. Manta vibe. I think this is looking pretty cool. I love the cone. I'm so happy you suggested the cone. Oh, and then I'll need a jack in the back for my 12-volt port. Although it's going to come out at an angle, which is kind of weird. I could put it up here. The printers. What do you think about the jack placement? I know that's like getting... Or I could just do it in the side. Although the back would look way nicer, wouldn't it? Oh. Oh, I'll do the guitar thing. I'm going to do the guitar thing. Power goes in at the bottom. Yeah, but so like I'm going to have to put a barrel connector thing here. And I don't want it at this angle because then the wire's going to be sticking up like this. But I am just thinking about like guitars they will use. I'll just I can do it at a 9. I can do it at a I can have it so it comes out straight here. Just like there. I don't know how big this is supposed to be either. Let me look this up quickly. 12-volt barrel jack. Panel mount. So I just need something like this. I'm sure I have something like this. I don't know where right now. I'm going to bolt the bottom plate to the body of the motor holder thing. And then we'll try it. And if I have to, I can just clamp it down. I think that'll probably be fine. I kind of like those ones. What do I have? Okay, let me give me a second. I'm gonna just actually see if I have one on hand that I can use, so I don't have to redesign this and reprint this later. 1 second. Okay, I can't find anything. Yeah, it won't be spinning too fast. I think it'll be fine, but that's what these tests are for. I can't find a jack. I know I have one. I just don't know where it is. So what I can do though is just like do like maybe a 20. Is 20 crazy? Maybe I'll do like 18. What do I do here? Okay, we can. Okay, I see. I see. We can go like this, and then maybe go like 12. And then, oops. Oh my God, what is happening? Okay, and then we can just split this body with this. Okay, and then this part can go away. And then I can extrude this to that. Oh. Two there. We'll make it two sides. And bring this back to like that point. I'm just kind of spitballing this right now. We can have it kind of go in like that. Um, this is purely just like being oh, is that already? I just want the cable to come out straight and then fall off, because if it's coming out at an angle, then I'll have like a weird little cable loop here. It's such a small thing. Really don't need to be. We'll be able to screw it flush with the inside. My plan is to have it sitting back, recessed a little bit. Like this is kind of the inspiration. Guitar jack, recessed, like this, like the Fender thing, how it goes in. I mean, realistically, this is 12 volts. I could use a guitar jack. So when you plug it in, ooh, wait, when you plug it in, yeah, 90-degree angle plug would be awesome too. I don't have any. I also I live in the middle of nowhere, so getting parts is like super hard. Like I don't really like Amazon doesn't really work here, so it's super hard for me to get things. But I have a lot of crap. And I'm pretty sure I have one of these jacks laying around, and I think that could look sick. That would match the style. That would match the style. But either way, the guitar plug would be good because I think it can handle it. And like I'll just literally wire the 12-volt adapter right into a 1/4 inch. Just right into one of these. And I think that'll be fine. I think that'll be fine. Oh, you can't see. I think that would look so cool. I do have a nice chrome one. I'm gonna have to find those parts. I know I have a jack laying around. I know I have that. I'm gonna have to find those parts. I should probably go. We've been here almost 3 hours now. 2:45. I think we made some really good headway. Cool. I'm glad it looks cool, and I think it will be awesome. I think the guitar jack thing would be the nice because it's an instrument, so that's like the thing. That would be fun. And so all I have to do now is just figure out the jack. So I gotta find one, and then I'll adapt when I find it, and then also add the mounting hardware so that we can screw this on the bottom. And then I'll print it, and then we'll come back and see if it worked. 2:38 a.m. That's wild if that's a.m. Do the rim in front. What rim? Wait, what rim? I'm forgetting the rim. Oh, where in Germany? I've been to Germany a couple times. I'm actually a little bit German. My last name is Renz. Dusseldorf. I've done a couple tours with a very small band in Germany. I don't know if we ever went to Dusseldorf. I don't speak any German. um, what rim am I forgetting? I'm totally forgetting a rim. I don't know what I'm forgetting here. Oh yeah. Yeah. I should do that. That would be sweet. Okay. I'll rarely leave Iowa. Yeah, I don't travel. I don't travel at all now that I'm not touring anymore. But that's all the travel I've ever done was with music, which was very cool. Um, but I never actually got to like do touristy things because we were always playing. Um, anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up here. Really appreciate the help on this. I think this looks cool. I think this hopefully will sound cool. Um, normally I only do these streams on Wednesdays, and I do the music ones on Monday, Friday. But I think just because this is like a definite project I got to do now, maybe I'll do the music stream, or I'll do this again on Friday instead of doing the music stream because I don't have any specific music projects yet. I'll probably do a song with this thing, but we'll do that when we get there. So maybe melodic Makita machine. If I have the Makita colors, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. Thank you so much for being here. This was so fun. Let's yeah, I'll do this on Friday again. So if y'all are free on Friday, I'll be here. And it would be great to have you. It was so fun. This was my favorite. This was my favorite design stream. I mean, I only did the one other one, but this was super fun and exactly what I was hoping for. So appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. We'll see you in a couple days, and I'll have this printed hopefully by then. Okay. All right. Take it easy. Bye. Same time. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be Friday, same time.